You probably pressed on this video because you either wanted to learn a new skill, start a side hustle, break away from the 9 to 5. Well, you've come to the right place, as we're going to be showing you a no-nonsense way you can achieve this with Amazon FBA. So right now you may be an Amazon FBA novice, but by the end of this video, we hope you're going to be an expert. So make sure to stick around until the end if you want to learn some secret knowledge on how you can beat 80% of new sellers who start Amazon FBA. And if you're skeptical, here's some of the Profitl members' results flying across the screen right now. Let's get into the video. So when looking for Amazon FBA deals, I have a set number of websites I always like to source. I also like to spend a lot of time on a clearance section of different websites. That's not to say you're only going to find FBA deals when they're in the sale, as it's quite possible to find normal priced items which make great Amazon FBA deals. And we've got one to show you today, which is from the website NDA Toys, which is sort of like a wholesaler / retailer. You do buy them in bulk. So this product I'm showing you is in a pack of 5, and it looks like it's got great potential for Amazon FBA. But the key word there is potential. How do we know potential actually means profit? So here is the product, as you can now see on the screen, and it's this National Geographic bug dig kit, which we can buy for £5.18 included in VAT, and these are in a pack of 6, so our pack price would be £31.10. Now on Amazon we can sell this product for £12.39, so buying it for £5.18 and it sells for £12.39. But just because we can buy it for less than what it sells for on Amazon, that doesn't mean it's going to be a successful Amazon FBA deal. So what we actually need to do is we need to check all of the data on this product before we decide if we're going to buy it. So we're going to load up the Profitl Chrome extension and we're going to run through all this data. Now we'll be covering the most important points at the end, so make sure to stick around until then if you want to learn the tricks which can make you beat 80% of other sellers who are new to selling on Amazon. So of course we've checked our buy price and our sale price, so that's great, but the first thing we're always going to be checking is its profit and is it selling firstly. So we can see on this item that this product sells 18 to 28 units a month. It's not a huge seller by any means, but we can go for slower sellers as long as we haven't got a huge amount of competition, which we'll touch on later on. Now we're going to check our profit. We need to make sure we're making a profit on this item, otherwise it defeats the point of even going to all this effort. So we'll scroll down a bit further. We can see that after our fees, FBA fee £2.79, referral fee 54p, 20p for sending into Amazon per unit. It would give us a £5.36 profit per unit, but this isn't the important data point. The data point we're actually checking is the return on investment, and this is important because if we're only looking at profit, that doesn't factor in the price we're actually buying it for, because if we're buying the item for £100 for example and we're getting £5 profit, that's not very good. However, if it's a cheaper item and we're getting £5 profit, then that is good. So we aim for 30% return on investment as a minimum. So on this one, we're getting 145% return on investment. So it looks like it's got great potential for Amazon FBA. It means we've got a lot of wiggle room on the price because prices do drop. Sadly, people do get into pricing wars. So when we've got a really high return on investment at the start, that is a good sign. Now, I have touched on the competition already as well. So our sales of 18 to 28 units a month, we need to check how much competition we've got, how much stock they have, to see if we have any chance of getting on the buy box. So we'll come down to the seller data section here. We can see we have 7 FBA sellers, but what we actually want to check is how much stock do these sellers have. So we'll click view seller stock data. As we can see, between the FBA sellers, the FBM sellers aren't really that important, so we'll just turn these off. Between the FBA sellers, they've got 33 in stock between them, so it's selling 18 to 28 a month and there's 33 in stock between them. So it's not too bad. However, some people would be put off by that. You may want to have higher sales, but all these sellers seem to be other arbitrage sellers. What you don't want is you don't want to be competing against sellers who have loads and loads of stock. The chances are they're going to be doing wholesale, which means they're buying for bulk. They're probably buying it for cheaper and they have a lot more to lose than you. Now we've checked our sales, we've checked our profit, and we've checked our competition. Next up, we want to make sure we can actually sell it, and is there any other potential issues on the product? Now I'm just logged into a test account, so everything says it's gated. You can check it just here by going to the gated section. It's going to either say yes or no. If you're not gated, great. If you are gated, not the end of the world. Sometimes it can be a good thing because it means there's a few more steps which may put your competition off, but we will link a video just up here all about how to get ungated, so make sure to check that out if you do want to learn how to get ungated in different brands and categories. But being gated isn't the only warning we're checking for. There's also a few other things we need to look out for, such as IP risk. This means intellectual property violation. If we see this, we need to be careful. It's sort of like a copyright violation. Also got hazmat, which means it's potential dangerous goods, not a problem here. Oversized means it's a larger item, not the end of the world. And then variations you need to be careful of because it can make a product seem more popular than it actually is. Now we are sure you're awaiting for the all-important thing which a lot of sellers don't use, which can make you beat your competition, and that is using price graphs. And the reason this is so important because it provides so much information and data which isn't clear on the surface. We're looking at this data just here, but there's also historical data about what's happened with this product. And this is something which a lot of sellers choose to ignore, which means they can buy items which aren't actually good, and they may even end up having to sell them for a loss. So you can reduce your risk of bad buys massively by using price graphs. But how do you use them? Well, let me show you. So all we do is we head over here and click load price graph, and it's going to load up the price graphs. There's a number of graphs we can look at: the price history, the sales rank, the offer history, and the reviews. So let's go through each one of these. We'll extend the time frame over to the last year. And the first thing we're looking for is at the price history graph. And what we're focusing on here is whether the price now is high, whether it's low, because if the price had been a lot cheaper previously, there's a good chance it may come down. And we also want to check on here for the risk of a suppressed buy box. So a suppressed buy box is where Amazon hide the add to basket or buy it now button. This is typically because they deem it as too expensive. And these sort of products are really hard to sell on because they don't get a huge amount of sales. So we can use these price graphs to have a look to see if there's any gaps. I don't think there's been a suppressed buy box. This has just been times when the item has been sold out. Now next up, we'll check out the sales rank graph, and we use this just to back up the data on the sales. So the way to look at these is typically drops indicate sales. So when you're seeing lots of movement in the line, that means the item is selling. So that is a good sign. We can see it's not a huge seller, but it is definitely selling. Next up, we look at the offer history graph, and this is important. It can show us the risk of an IP violation. So what you can sometimes see on these price graphs, you'll see 10 sellers and all disappear for no reason. This is very strange behavior. Usually on a normal product, there'd be a gradual drop off as people sell out. If they all disappear, this might mean someone's reported them for a copyright violation. These are a really bad thing to have on your account. So another really important thing to check on these price graphs. Now that is just a quick demo of using the price graphs. If you did want us to make a full length video of reading price graphs, and we can show a few different products as well, let me know in the comments and I'll get that created. But we hope you did find that video helpful, and please do let me know in the comments any other questions you may have. I'll try and answer all of them. But that's all for today. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.